Well, joining me live is Andrew Greenfield, child and educational psychologist. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. Making worldwide news. Most of the polls that are coming out are saying that they are in favour of this, but you've got some interesting pros and cons. What are your thoughts, first of all, in terms of the pros?
No, absolutely. I think it's important to look at both sides because I don't think it's a simple argument. It's certainly the pros. I mean, I see a lot of the mental health trends over the years, and a lot of the social media use can be attributed towards, and even probably cause, I think, increase in anxiety and depression and self-harm. And I think we have to take that seriously, and we've seen in the media as well recently with certainly, some deaths, and it's not something that we have to let go. We have to keep fighting for that. So there's no question about that. Obviously, it can lead to addiction issues, and we're seeing sleep deprivation because kids are on devices, attention issues, decrease, the issues with grey matter in the frontal lobe. So there's a whole lot of issues that we can't ignore. Having said that, we have to be realistic as well, and I think kids need some sort of platform to be able to connect with others. I mean, that's huge. I think that can be hugely powerful. We need a platform where we can actually advocate for our views, people with similar interests. So I think it's not just yes or no, it's not all bad. We need to be able to consider both sides.
And I think many people are saying that bringing up addiction, I mean, there's adults that have addiction issues as well, but we've heard that they employ psychologists to actually change algorithms and to make them, these certain platforms and programs addictive. Yeah,
and I think this is huge. I mean, a lot of the times we rely on the parents to be able to help their kids with these addictions and knowing what their kids are on, but a lot of the times parents have issues themselves. The one huge thing that I say, often kids are trying to tell their parents to get off the devices. Well, it's not their job. Plus, parents are paying bills and we are organising our kids' lives. So we are not just playing games on the devices. But at the same time, I think parents do sometimes have difficulties. There are algorithms that are built, around parents' behaviours as well.
There sure are. And in terms of the digital ID, I mean, that's a big issue as well. And again, we're going to see a whole year of it being implemented. What are some of the concerns that the young people are telling you?
Well, I think one of the things they discuss every day is about the idea that they do feel they're addicted. They know they're addicted, and they're trying to find a way to be able to get off some of them. Not all, but some. And that's one of the hardest things, I think, for these kids to be able to figure out how on earth do they do that. Because they need to be on these devices for a whole lot of different reasons, for school and to be able to be connected to some degree. So they feel like they fit in as well. And that can be hard.
Yeah.
But I do see it is bi-directional. The more people are on social media, then the more it can lead to anxiety, depression, thoughts. But it can also be the other way around. If you don't feel if you are connected, because you're not on top of the latest trends or discussing what everyone else is discussing, you can feel isolated. So it is bi-directional. During COVID, it was completely, all those trends went out the window because that was the only way people could be connected, by being on social media and being on devices. So for the 17-plus-year-olds, it actually led to a decrease in mental health issues, believe it or not, during COVID period.
And we're hearing there's going to be exemptions like Kids Helpline. It looks like potentially YouTube will be exempt as well. So again, it could potentially be some really beneficial platforms there that will stay because we have people that are neurodiverse, people that are living regional, remote areas that really need certain platforms. Yeah, and I think YouTube, there's a lot of educational content. I was speaking to one huge YouTube kids creator the other day, and they were saying that absolutely that's the way of educating the kids. They've got a YouTube channel, and if that's taken away, where do they educate the kids? You've just got to fact check a lot.
So absolutely. I think we've got to make sure we've got to look at each platform. We have to look at the different ages and the appropriateness of each age as well. And there is a lot of detail that we need to look at. We can't just say yes or no. It's not as simple as that. Yeah,
and that whole narrative of telling somebody not to do something potentially can make them do something even more. Talk us through that in terms of with your psychology expertise.
Yeah. There's always a way around things. We're talking about moving forward, not moving backwards. So everyone that's already on existing social media is going to be there regardless. But I think that's where hopefully the idea of talking about this is the parents step in and try and educate themselves and educate their kids. So there's nothing to lose from that. But yeah, as soon as you tell a child or an adolescent not to do something or you can't be on something, there's no question they will often want to be able to rebel against that and find a way.
And we know the seriousness of it. And again, you mentioned the unfortunate deaths, which is just, it's not okay. But what do we say, especially in this year that we do have, and you've got children under 16, is it about having an open conversation so they can allow, if there is something going wrong, they feel safe to talk to their parent? Yeah,
absolutely. That is the biggest piece of advice that I give to parents and the adolescents is open the lines of communication, talk about things. If you're not sure that something seems to be as, when you're online, it seems too good to be true, or you think that someone's overly nice or is engaging way too much, you need to be able to talk to someone about that because often it isn't what it seems to be.
Yeah.
And kids are a bit naive. They don't really understand that. So we're the ones with a life experience. We have to be able to educate them and say, just if you're not sure, talk about it to anyone.
Yeah, don't feel that shame, teachers, and it's okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Andrew, great. Thank you so much. Great to see you.
No
really
problem.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.